You ever sit around wondering where Battlefront 3 is? Yeah, us too. So instead of waiting for a game that may never come, we brought the war to us by building a Z6 rotary cannon from Star Wars. Fully motorized, lights, sounds, the complete package. And the best part, we're going to show you how to make your own. Because when you're hungry for battle, there's only one reasonable response. Build yourself a 6-barreled slice of clone trooper chaos. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is Aaron.
And I'm Jimmy.
And yes, we are extra cute for wearing the same shirt today on accident. But today, we're bringing back an old classic.
Yeah, the Big Baby Props original, the Z6. Tyler, roll the clip.
We don't have to roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
Hello to you newcomers and welcome back subscribers. This is Big Baby Props. And I'm the big baby.
These might be the same
shorts.
shorts. Yeah, I haven't changed much. I put on sleeves though. But yeah, I tried to make the Z6 way back in the day. I had an idea for it, like put a drill in it.
Yeah.
And question mark, profit.
So it'll be figured out sometime in the future.
I was too dumb to actually follow through with it.
Yeah.
But now that we've got a full team here, I think we can pick it back up and make it pretty epic.
Yeah, I mean, we want to go into the ultimate build because the thing is, the Z6 is an ultimate blaster. It is a fan favorite, but the thing is, you know that if you're about to pick up a Z6, you probably don't got long to live.
You become a priority target, but you get your epic, like, last stand, like, you know, the
Tyler,
freshly
just
fallen
roll
snow.
clips, roll clips,
all the
just
clips,
cool
you know.
blaster moments.
Coruscant Guard, epic moment.
Yeah, Paz
one of
Vizsla
many. Paz Vizsla.
before he gets murked.
There's so many. In Battlefront 2, like holding down that hallway.
Going down
with
the
just
hallway.
Two or three heavies just
It's the
firing volleys
ultimate
downrange.
masculine desire.
We should all be so lucky to have a last stand like that someday.
And we're going to start that by making our own ultimate Z6 prop.
Yeah, so we're talking motors. We have all the barrels spin, lights to simulate a blaster fire, and sounds, so that when you're holding it, you feel like you're holding an actual rotary cannon. The perfect accessory for a clone trooper cosplay.
Yeah, and we have the files for this out now, but if you want to go all the way to the ultimate blaster, just watch this video.
Yeah.
We're going to show you the whole process from start to finish.
It's very complex, but we made it as dum-dum proof as possible.
Yeah.
Lots of instructions for the average smooth brain out there. But yeah, we have the files, but now it's time to get them over to our mad scientist, Ron Miranda. He's going to turn them into something way more epic than we ever could.
Oh, definitely. Ron.
So Ron, this is a pretty easy build, right?
Oh yeah, it's very easy. If you got a degree in mechanical engineering or mechatronics, very easy, very simple. You're gonna wonder why I did it this way. You're like, dude, I could have easily done this without any trouble.
Ron's plan is to disassemble a drill, repurposing the motor and battery to keep things as simple as possible, while also providing the rotation for all 6 barrels. The lights will be triggered individually through a custom commutator, which allows us to transfer power to the LEDs as they rotate. Sound will be played using a small 3-watt speaker and a DF Player Mini. The brain of the Z6 is going to be an Arduino Nano. We're going to program it to spin the barrels, light the LEDs, and play the sound, all at the right time and speed to mimic an actual Z6.
So anything that's going to regulators will be here. The main power switch will be guided through here as well. And then all that other, it'll all flow to the circuit board and to the MOSFET, all that kind of stuff. So this is just to simplify everything, make everything nice and neat. And you may be wondering like, oh, this is very thin copper. How is it going to survive all that power? The Z6 only pulls like 12 watts or something.
So we just take apart a drill motor, we get the motor, the gearbox, and the battery from it, and you just put that all together with the microcontroller and that just spins it up.
So this is our control for the LEDs to make them switch colors along with the drill RPM. We essentially rotate the barrels, and as the barrels move, different portions of this circuit here contact different LEDs and get it going.
As far as unique challenges, this one had the most. Like, FilmScore was in my wheelhouse. I know all about flames and stuff. The Z6 really was its own unique beast. Like, a rotary cannon that has to have sounds and lights and all these things. I hadn't ever really made anything like that before.
So Yeah, the audio cut out because the wires were getting pulled out of the socket. So, gotta hold it up. So, gotta fix that shake, but whatever. Yo, boss, look what I got. Yeah. Oh.
You got it all figured out.
Yep.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. It all came together.
All right, let me try.
Yeah.
Take that, Clanker.
We're professionals here.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far and want to make your own Z6 rotary cannon, well, you're in luck. We designed this build to be as easy to follow along with as possible at home. So we've got a PDF with schematics, build tutorials, shopping lists, all the codes you need, all the parts you need to order. Anything you could possibly need is included in the files. And you can find those files at our Patreon or website. Both are linked in the description. But for now, let's get back to Jamie, who's getting these parts ready for painting.
Here we are, one fully completed Z6. So all of this is FDM printed, which means it's got layer lines. So I want to pretty this thing up, so I am going to be filling in all of these layer lines, smoothing it, sanding it as best as possible before I start painting. Ron has done a fantastic job, the star that he is, and has taped off all the areas that don't need to be smooth because they're going to be not seen. They're going to be glued onto other things, or they're going to be on the inside of the blaster. So what do we use? We use body fillers, sometimes putties, but often spray paints. So we're going to be using filler primer. So we're going to kick this off with just a little Seymour filler primer. Okay, so our layer of filler primer has completely dried. That means it is sandable, right? Good surface, ready for the next step. We are going to be using a body filler. This will allow us to get all of these steps, any gaps, and fill it in so we can sand everything down nice and uniformly. Now, we're going to be using classic Bondo spot putty. If you're in the UK, Europe, U-Pol does a fantastic alternative, but look for anything that just says spot filler, spot putty, anything like that. Even in a pinch, wood filler. So follow along as I get a nice coverage on all of the trouble spots on all of these parts. My top tip, if you want to get into these annoying little circular bottoms and tops, something like this. These clay tool sets are so cheap, but each and every one of the tools in this thing are so useful for such random different applications that you'd be doing yourself a disservice not getting one of these. Make that job a whole lot easier. All right, so all of our Bondo has now dried up, and we are going to get to the process of wet sanding. Now, Jamie, why wet sanding over normal bloody sanding? Well, the reason is, one, you're going to get a pretty smooth result early on with a lot of this filler primer and a lot of this Bondo, so we can jump straight to a higher grit, which is much better for wet sanding, and also it is much safer to do. Because of wet sanding, you are getting all of that particulate in the water and not in the air, and as such not in your lungs. So if you live in an apartment or in a home with other people and can't like get your power sanders out and throw dust into the air, this is a great safe alternative that'll actually give you sometimes better results. So all I'm going to do is start with pretty high grit 320 and get sanding all of this stuff. Now the Seymour filler primer, it sands really well. It wet sands really well within like 30 minutes. And all you need to do is soak your item, soak your sandpaper, and get to work. All right, and I've just been sanding this for like 10 seconds. Like, cameraman, come here. Feel that. Feel how smooth that is already. Yeah, right? Yeah, all right. back in my day, we used to go all the way back to 60 grit and go all the way up again and again and again. More layers of filler primer sanded down. Not anymore. Quality of the products that we got now and the quality of the prints to go with it, well, makes my life a lot easier. And you might be asking, Jamie, can I just do this in my kitchen sink? No, you can't do it in your kitchen sink. Don't be stupid. That's yuck. We don't like that. That's why we reserve all of our yuck for our yuck bucket. Because, well, yuck. All right, so we just hit all of that with a second layer of filler primer. Won't take long to dry, but that means we can get right to sanding this with 400 grit. 400 grit will get it really nice and smooth, ready for our primary paint colors. We are so close to getting to put this thing all together and get blasting. All right, we got everything nice and smooth, everything with a even 400 grit, black primer all over. And honestly, that's the majority of the colors. We got our references here, and as you see, it's mostly black. Got a little bit of gray, a little bit of silver, and of course, those really cool brass sections. So I'm gonna get some things taped off, back into the paint booth so we can get started and off to run. All right, so we got all of our main colors on the body. Got this really nice copper accent across this, the black, the silver, the gray. So I'm gonna pass this on to Ron, who's going to assemble everything, and it's go right back to me. We're gonna weather it, we're gonna make it look exactly like it did in the game.
After weeks of testing, design changes, reprints, and the actual build itself, Galactic Armory is proud to present the ultimate Z6 rotary cannon.
Enemy approaches. Intimidate and destroy.
Jamie, it's so good.
Yeah, this is a dream.
It was the big baby's dream back then, and the big baby would be proud right now.
Yeah, roll that clip again, zooming in on those shorts. They're so dirty.
Well, after all these years, we have a fully functional Z6 rotary cannon. And if you want one at home, we have both the simple version, but that doesn't move.
Yeah.
And we have this version here that moves, does everything you see on the Patreon at patreon.com/Galactic Armory or on the website.
Ron is an absolute wizard. I can't believe he made it just so perfect.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, Jamie, I think there's only one thing left to do.
Assume the position.
We got a hallway to clear out. Let's go.